Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the late afternoon show. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we prevailed. Let that beat drop. It's the season finale. Can you guys hear that? Hey, guys, I'm so excited. We have gone through 3 months, so many awesome guests. Hey, if you're just tuning in to the party, it's the season finale party of the late afternoon show. I'm your boy, Tim. So excited to see you here. Put your name in the chat. Where you coming from? Hey, it's Christmas. 2020 is almost done. Let's go. Hey, waiting for folks to hop in. Guys, it is the season finale. Electric magnetism in the air. Hey, Travis in the house. Hey, bro, I gotta get on Twitch. What's up from Memphis? We got Tennessee in the house. Hey, coming in hot from Colorado. We got Pittsburgh in the house. Colorado in the house. We got Memphis in the house. Hey, guys. Excited for Mike Yates. Yo, you ain't got to tell me. We got beasts on the show. Beasts, movers, and shakers. High profile alert. That's what's happening. Guys, it's the late afternoon show. As you can tell, I am super excited for tonight's show. I'm super excited for what we were able to accomplish this year in this season of the late afternoon show. It was just an idea, an excuse for me to talk with awesome people and crowdsource the definition of meaningful work. Have a nice little evening time chat. Folks are at home anyway, quarantining, staying at home. You know, we got to get some good vibes, some good energy, while at the same time staying focused on our professional goals and what's going on in the world. So I said, hey, let's put something on LinkedIn. Let's put something on Facebook. Let's put something on YouTube Live so folks can vibe with us. And it has been going beautifully. You guys need to stay tuned to see who we have premiering next year, season 2. Stay tuned to the end of the show to find out the big dog that we have premiering our season 2 of the late afternoon show. So stay tuned for updates on that. Guys, we are going to jump right in. Tim from Pittsburgh. Yeah, connect. Man, Tim Murdoch is in the house. That is the bridge builder himself. One of the best networkers I have ever met. Anyway, guys, we're going to jump into tonight's show. It is Christmas season. We got shopping going on. If you're doing shopping, hopefully you still got a little bit of budget. Hopefully Amazon can still get your packages to you in time. Somebody has said those tracking numbers, don't even worry about that. Those tracking numbers, nobody knows what they're doing. You'll probably get it by next Christmas. But as long as you understand the reason for the season, giving thanks, family, staying together, giving thanks for your health, for folks that have made it through to this part of the year. And a lot of folks didn't make it. We got to recognize that. So we got to be super, super excited about being able to make it this far. It's a gift. Life is a gift, and we got to appreciate it. So let us know where you're coming from. Type it in the chat. If you are with us live, give us a thumbs up emoji. Give us a thumbs up. If you're watching afterwards, if you're watching the rebroadcast, you weren't able to catch us live tonight or this afternoon, give us a heart emoji, all right? Let us know that you love us. Let us know that you love us. So we're going to jump right in here. As you can see, I got the official, like a referee's whistle cards with the Mr. Meaningful Work swag that's going on. But yeah, you know, this week is all about Christmas. And what I'm hoping, though, is that folks do not take Santa's example. We've been quarantined and staying at home for so long. I'm hoping that when all of this restrictions lift off, that folks do not take Santa's example and only visit folks once a year. And when they're coming, they're expecting cookies. They're expecting treats when they get there. So hopefully that's not how it's going to be moving forward, that we'll be able to socialize in a safe and healthy way. And at the same time, I don't know if you guys saw that as a Christmas present, Congress has finally said, yes, we are going to give you guys some more money. So $600 is coming. So that's a nice little present for folks. In other news, we have found out that the vaccine has been reduced to only $650. So I'm just kidding. It's not $650. You can still go and get it. Do your research. And if that's something that you feel is right for you, jump on it so that we can stop the spread of this killer and we can live our lives. We can live our best lives. Yo, guys, before we jump into this, it would not be the late afternoon show if I did not deliver some dad jokes to you. And I want you to try to type your answers in the chat, all right? I'm going to deliver these cheesy, corny dad jokes because it's in my nature. It's in my character. So I want you guys to try and guess. If you guys can guess it, you guys are going to get some of these swagnets here, all right? So number one dad joke for tonight is, why did Santa's helpers see the doctors? Why did Santa's helper see the doctor? Why do you think? Why do you think Santa's helper went to go see the doctor? Put it in the chat. It's super cheesy. So think along the lines of corniness. Why did Santa's helpers go and see the doctor? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because he had low elf esteem. Come on. Adam Katzarelis, what's up, my man? It's good to see you. He had low elf esteem. Second one for you guys. Separate one for y'all. Head top. So, what do you call Santa with no money? What do you call Santa with no money? If you know it, type your answer in the chat. Let's see if you guys have seen these jokes before, or you can just kind of put 2 to 2 together. What do you call Santa with no money? What is that? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to tell you. Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas, come on. You guys can try that out. Were you guys at your dinner tables? Any dads out there? Any moms out there? Dad jokes can be used by moms as well. So there is no issue with that. Guys, without further ado, we are about to jump in to, what's up, Anne-Marie? What's up, Anne-Marie? Broke? Nah. We are about to jump into our interview with the boss man, the education maestro. Let me throw this music back up real quick while we welcome. I want you guys to smash that applause button. Give them a round of applause. Get up out of your seats and let us welcome to the stage. Mike Yates is in the house.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, come on.
Oh, I'm sitting at a chair. I just finished eating dinner. I need to get up. Like, that's the.
You need to get up. You got.
Are you standing up?
You got to work at all.
That's true. Okay. I need to.
Hey.
But I like my chair is comfortable. I just got a comfortable chair for the first time. I haven't been working from home.
The chair is holding you like, nah, bro, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, like, yeah, like, nah.
Oh, it says nah right there. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
Right here with me. Mike, what is up, my man? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. What'd you have for dinner, man?
I had roasted chicken, potatoes, and carrots.
Woo! Oh, you about to go straight to sleep.
Yep.
Like,
right when I'm done with this.
You're about to go straight to sleep. That is the comfort of comfort foods. Did you cook it or somebody cooked it for you?
No. I do cook. I do cook quite a bit, but there are nights when we talked about. I have 4 kids, so there are nights when we're like, you know what? Whole Foods has these like these family meals, so it's like oven, everybody eat.
Yeah, it's in there. We in there, dude. I really appreciate you spending some time with us this afternoon. You know, we've obviously been connected through our boy Tim Salau and just been kind of tracking your innovation and education. And we talked a little bit pre-show, but what I want you to do for our folks that are just joining in is give us an elevator pitch, right? You're riding in an elevator. You got one floor to tell the person who you are, what you're doing, and what you're excited about. Go.
Yeah, my name is Mike. I grew up hating school, and I hated school so much that I went into the system to try to fix it by breaking it and then putting it back together. So that's what I currently do. I build new models of school. I tell the truth all the time about the school system. And most recently, I joined the Reinvention Lab at Teach for America, where we're trying to reimagine and reinvent the school system and Teach for America, the way that it works, the way that we prepare teachers, and the way that we think about education and equity and innovation.
Man, he said he goes in there, break it, and fix it.
Basically,
build it back better. Yeah. What would you say is one thing? What's the biggest thing that's broken that needs to be fixed about education?
Yeah, the biggest thing is that everybody thinks about school in the same way, right? So, like, if I tell like 1,000 people in a room, like, close your eyes and picture the front steps of your school, like 70% of them will picture the same image, because school buildings have not changed in over 100 years, really. I mean, I taught in a building in it was like my second year teaching. I taught in a building that was built in 1906, and like I was like, this is not history. This is dumb.
Wow. Yeah, it's not history. This is dumb.
Yeah, it's like, this is not cool. You know, so I think it's that everybody thinks about school in the same way, right? Like, everybody's very excited that Betsy DeVos is no longer the education secretary, and I am also excited, but I don't have a lot of excitement to hear that Biden picked the district official. I'm like, you picked the drone, dude. Like, I don't care. You know, somebody says that's going to say, like, oh, we need a better standardized test. I'm like, dude, get out of here.
No, you're not. It's like you're missing the whole.
Exactly.
Or the same.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't even want it to be me. I have a list of people that I want it to be, but I don't want to be it. I don't need.
You didn't put your name in the hat. You didn't.
No.
Why don't you want to do it?
As Tim will tell you, Tim Salau will tell you, I am anti-government. I don't want to work with them. I believe in them. I support them, but I don't want to work with them. I don't have time for that.
Yeah, support from a distance.
Yeah, like, I don't need people to be tweeting about every move I make. I just I'm over here trying to
let me live my life.
Yeah,
let me live my life. So, dude, you know, one of the things that you know, if folks go to your page and they kind of see the things that you're doing, is that you have, you know, kind of culminated your experience, your passions, your innovations, and things like that, and you've been able to share it on different mediums. So you've been on TEDx twice. You have a podcast where you talk about that. So talk a little bit about those mediums that you have. Are there like certain topics that you focus on when you're talking on TEDx? And how does that differ from what you talk about on the podcast?
They're not necessarily different topics. I mean, really, like, most people are really only about like 3 to 5 things, right? Like, most people really only care about 3 to 5 things. And for me professionally, like, I care about education. I care about poems. I care about sports. Like, I'm a super emotional sports fan. So, like, don't even mention the Houston Texans right now or the Rock. Like, I don't even want to talk about James Harden right now.
I was literally just I was like, let me table that. Let's not do that right here.
This dude is like in practice throwing balls at people, and I'm like, I'll fight you right now, James. But anyway, but education is something that, like, I saw an opportunity, and I'm actually working on I don't want to make it a course. I want to make it a bunch of free resources. Yeah. Because I hate when people charge teachers for stuff. I can't stand it. Like, teachers don't have money, so like, why, you know. But I want to create some sort of resource and I'm going to start working on it to figure out, like, how to help teachers share their journey on LinkedIn. For me, the reason why I started doing all this is I had a dream to do TEDx when I was like 12. I saw
Oh,
a
wow.
TED Talk. Yeah, I saw a TED Talk. I saw this poet named Sarah Kay. Sarah Kay is one of the most amazing poets.
I wrote an article on that talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wrote an article. It's on my LinkedIn based on that particular TED Talk about like education. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I saw Sarah when I was younger, and I was like, we're like the same age. So I was like, I could do that. I was on the speech and debate team. I was like, I can do that. So I just set the goal. I was like, one day I'm going to do TED. And then I had the opportunity to do one. And I did one. I loved it. Did it
Nice.
again.
Did
but
they
it's all
invite you or did you apply?
I applied both times.
Nice.
Yeah. I was invited to do one TED talk that I didn't do because of the pandemic. Like I was scheduled, so it was going to be number 3, but I just enjoy I enjoy the way that TED is able to digitally encapsulate ideas, right?
Yeah.
I think it's cool. But the podcast right now, I've actually made this pivot. So I got into podcasting because I have this thing against business professors that have never like run a successful business. I hate that. So I was supposed to, at the time, like I was going to teach students to podcast, and I was like, well, I don't have a podcast.
Yeah,
so I have to have one. Yeah. And then it turned into something where I was like, you know what, actually, I want this to be a digital artifact. So I was doing podcasts just the way that everybody else did. And that's what I appreciate about this show. Like this show is fresh and it's new and nobody's doing this. I had this like wacky, like encyclopedia show where I was like making up sketches. Like I was like making up, like editing together videos of like me and Kanye doing like an interview. Like it was, and this reminds me of that. And it gives me a lot of energy. But I was like, you know what? Like, I don't want to just ask people questions and like invite guests and pretend like I care about what they have to say, but really I just want their following. No, so I was like, I want to create, and this is what I'm working on now with the podcast. It's called Schoolish. Yeah. I want to create the largest repository of digital stories about how school sucks that ever existed. So people are like, who do you want to interview? I'm like, all 7 billion people on earth.
Everyone.
Yeah. Like I want a 4-year-old. I want someone to record their 4-year-old going, I love school because I get to play with Legos. And I don't care if it's just that. That'll be a whole episode. Yeah.
Right? That's a book on the shelf in the library of your database.
Exactly. Yeah. And I am using these stories as data. So I mean, I had this interesting conversation today where I was like, you got to record this and give it to me. Yeah. Or I was talking to somebody who went to school in Ghana, and she was like, yo, y'all talk about how much school needs to improve in America, but like y'all are all right. Y'all got options. And I was like, dang, that's a good point. Yeah. It's all about perspective. So like she's gonna record like her experience going. So she like went to school in Ghana and then got her MBA in the Netherlands. And so she's gonna record, that. Nice. So that's what I'm trying to do with that podcast. And
that's what's up. That's what's up, man. I love how you are very self-aware of like, hey, I know what I don't like in other folks, and I am not going to repeat that, right? So I'm going to actually get in, be a practitioner of, this thing that I'm trying to teach. And, I really appreciate that. So, dude, we're going to segment a little bit. We're going to play a little game. Guys, we didn't play a game last week. We're going to play a game today. We're going to play a game called This or That. You can get with this. You can get with that. You can get with this. But this that is where it's at. This is where it's at. Man, I messed up the words of that song. But we're playing this or that. So put in the chat. I'm going to give 2 options here about Mike. All right. So you're going to have to try and guess which is Mike's option. All right. So here we go. This or that. And the first one is cake or pie. Cake or pie. Which one do you think Mike would go? Would it be this cake or pie? Which one? Which one? What do you guys think? First of all, you are in Houston, right?
I'm in Austin. I'm in Silicon Valley 2.0. Yeah. You're
in Austin. So I know there's good eating. There's good eating in Texas. Yep. What is one of your favorite Texas foods? While folks are answering cake or pie, what is one of your favorite Texas foods?
I don't really know what classifies as Texas food, but I mean, I guess we've cornered the market on like breakfast tacos.
Breakfast tacos? I didn't know that.
I think. I mean, that's what everybody when people
We're
come
going
to
to here. You are going to be the authority. It was said right here.
yeah, breakfast tacos. That's it. You heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first, live and direct. So we got folks saying cake. Anne Marie says cake. Megan says pie. Which one is it? Cake or pie, Mike?
I don't like pie. I like cake.
Cake?
Yeah.
Cake. All
although,
right.
I will say for Christmas, my wife, I was at the store today. She was like, I want a bunch of pies for Christmas. And I was like, all right. So I bought a chocolate pecan pie and I'm looking forward to that. I've never had that before. So
chocolate
we'll see.
Pecan pie.
Yep.
Please report back on how that is. We need to hear that. All right, here's another one. This or that. This or that. Nice car or nice home interior. Nice car or nice home interior. So while folks are in the chat, which one do you think Mike prefers? A nice whip or the nice inside of the crib? How long have you been in Texas?
My whole life.
Your whole life. Have you ever wanted to live anywhere else?
No.
No, at all.
Never. I had I had the same fantasy about New York, and I'd never been to New York City. And in June of 2019, I went to New York and I was like, oh, this place is remarkable. And then I started looking at the prices of homes and I was like, this place is ridiculous. Like I was definitely a Texan walking around there like, what? Man, that much? Nah.
There was a meme out on Instagram today. Oh no, it was like one of those reels, like little TikTok thing. They were saying what $600,000 can get you. Yep. You saw that?
Yeah.
And it was like in Texas, you had this like big old
mansion.
And like you got the arched doorways, like the rolling driveway and all that stuff. And then it had like Columbus, I had like Ohio, and it had like a decent house, and then it had Arizona, and then it had LA. It was like a tree house.
Yeah.
Tree house. And then it had New York and Doodles in the Box.
Yep.
Like
basically, like I see Megan said come visit Memphis. Like I love Memphis. My wife and I met in Nashville, and Memphis is one of my favorite places to stop. So I love Memphis.
Oh, Memphis. I went to school in Alabama, and my friends, we went up to I'd never been to what's the thing that they have in New Orleans?
The French Quarter?
But they have that big old celebrate the beads. What's that called?
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. So I'd never been to Mardi Gras, and they were like, wait, if you've never been to Mardi Gras, there's another cool thing called Memphis in May.
Yeah.
And so I went to Memphis in May, and that was lit. So so folks are saying, everybody's saying nice home. So what is it? Nice home or nice interior or nice car?
Little known fact about me is I really like specific cars. And I know a lot about cars. So it would actually be a car.
Oh.
Yeah. Even though I'm into real estate. So
hey, that's what's up. We just my wife and I bought our first duplex, a little house hack.
Congratulations. So yeah. Wait, are you gonna live in one side and then rent the other?
Yeah. And we're actually gonna be living in the smaller side. It's a 2-bedroom, and then the other one is 3. So we'll be beasting it out for the next year in a 2-bedroom. And then
that's how you build wealth.
That's it. That's
how you do it.
So we're gonna jump into Beale Street. Exactly, Beale Street. That's what's up. So we're gonna jump into the kind of like the second last half of our show here. And one thing that I've been trying to do since the beginning of this year, I kind of took on the name Mr. Meaningful Work. I really wanted to explore the idea of meaningful work. I'm not an expert. I'm not, all these things, but I wanted to have folks kind of join me on the journey of figuring out what is meaningful work. How do you apply its principles to your life, whether you are an employee, you're an entrepreneur, or you're an enthusiast? How do you apply meaningful work principles? So what I would love to hear from you, given that you have such a breadth of education experience, and I know how much education impacts work and your ability to do what you want to do, how would you define meaningful work?
Oh man. First I'll say I love that you're doing that. I never heard the explanation of why you're doing that, and I like that. That's like there's too many people out there lying about like how awesome being an entrepreneur is. Like sometimes it's awesome to be a C-suite executive and make $300,000 a year. Like, like sometimes it's great making $40,000 a year and be happy. Yes. Right. Yes. So I love that. So what I think meaningful work means, I think it means that you have a deep sense of purpose behind your work. I'm not kidding. My wife, I will drag her over here to be my witness. I fall into like depression when I don't feel connected or when I don't feel passionate about a job and I am stuck there. I will fall into like a serious depression.
Wow.
And it's hard for me to get out. So when you say meaningful work, for me, it is a must-have. It is not a there is no bridge. There is no, I'm doing this for right now. No. It's like I have to make the moves to get in the places where I feel passionate about or I know myself, and I just cannot function that way. It has nothing to do with like working for someone else versus being an entrepreneur, because both of those jobs suck sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about hard times. It's literally about like if I don't see the direct impact, I can't do it. So for me, I think it's having a deep sense of purpose with everything that you're doing.
No, and I love, the favorite thing that I like, what was my favorite thing about what you said was the call out of some folks can do the work, like just do work that's like, hey, I just need to beast it out for this little bit and be unhappy or be unfulfilled or not be connected, to the thing. Whereas for others, like you were saying, is like, no, it affects my mental health. Like if my mental health isn't right, then my interactions are going to suck. Like my productivity is going to suck, and I cannot just beast it out just for the sake of doing it. And I think that's a very important call out, because a lot of folks are kind of struggling on, do I need to undergo this torture, just to, make this end meet or whatever, or can I find a job that at least takes care of this, situation, and not have to force myself because of the perspective. Like, I don't have to be an entrepreneur just because my family came from entrepreneurs, or I don't have to be a doctor because my, this and the things like that. So I like that you called that, because it is a battle. Mm-hmm. It is a battle. And there are sacrifices for, say, I'm going to do what I'm connected to. Maybe it's at the sacrifice of a bigger paycheck, but at least I am like, my mental health is good, and maybe I can get the support, whether it's my wife or my family, or, we reduce our expenses or whatever, and we kind of go that route. So let me ask you this, this last question as we wrap up here, man. If you look, it's the end of the year, it's like tradition, when you come into a new year to talk about goals and plans, and things like that. When you see yourself, like if you were to project out 5 years, even, 2030, where do you feel like where you're going to be?
It's funny that you asked that. I would have told you something different a year ago, maybe like 2 years ago, completely different. In 2030, the only thing I think about, like, seriously, is I have these ambitious professional goals, right? Like I want to have a network of schools that are owned and operated by Black people. Sure, like anybody's welcome, but like where it's clearly designed for our people. And I want that to be growing. I want to see it in Atlanta, LA, Houston, Washington, DC, and we're taking the first steps to that right now. I want that to exist. But I also want to have so much time with my own children. One of the things that I recognize that my wife is very good at reminding me of is that even if I save the world, but I don't know my children, it's like not worth it. So I want to be able to live a life where on my terms, right? To where I can go to sports games in the middle of the day, and I can spend like copious amounts of time with my family. So
Yeah, while the work is still being done, while you're still having the impact,
Yep.
and you're taking care of what's important. So guys, if anybody, for folks that are joining us, we've been talking with Mike Yates. I call him the maestro of education. He is in here breaking stuff and fixing stuff back up as it relates to how we look at education. And tell me, is it particularly like K through 12, or like what segment of education do you focus on?
It's I particularly focus on K through 12 education.
Okay, yeah. So K-12 education, because I mean those are really the formative years. If anybody has any questions for Mike, drop it in the chat. If we see it here, we'll answer it here. If not, we'll answer it on the rebroadcast. We'll be checking the chats and we will be replying. So if you have any questions about his journey, any questions about his perspective, about education, about what he's planning on doing, or just any questions in general, please, we want to hear from you. Put it in the chat with us. Mike, we are so happy that you stopped by to hang with us today. This is not going to be, I love to have folks back check in, right? Because one of the things that I want to be one of the main tenets of the show is not this kind of one and done, like, okay, I got you, we talked, and then maybe some things happen. Like, I really want like it to be practical, so that we come back in a quarter, or we come back in half a year's time and see where we're at, and we can kind of refer and just kind of build that traction and hold each other accountable, right? So the things that you're
100%.
trying to do, the things that I'm trying to do. So I am a big proponent of having guests back so we can kind of touch base. Somebody is asking, Megan is asking, would you consider your charters in Memphis?
I'm not trying to build charter schools. Charter schools are public schools, and they are subject to government regulation and red tape. So I am building independent private schools, which also does not mean that they are not accessible or expensive.
Because you think private, you think expensive and like out of reach, no access.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, you know, I'm fighting this battle right now. It's like when people hear, you know, a lot of times when people hear ed tech, they roll their eyes and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like profit seeking," and I'm like, that's not actually true at all. Yeah. For example, like, nobody's gonna roll their eyes at like $60 million that Life Straw has made by creating a straw that filters any kind of water and is literally saving lives, right? Loop Insurance is coming. It's an insurance company that uses driving data as opposed to your credit score, but they're going to make a ton of money. They're going to make a lot. They're going to get my money every month, right? But nobody's like rolling their eyes at that. But all of a sudden, like when you talk about education, people, you know, there's a private school that I know of called Ron Clark Academy that costs $18,000 a year to go to, but the average family pays $40 per month because he's figured out how to make that school affordable. So I don't love charter schools. Would I consider Memphis? I mean, yeah, I guess so. I love Memphis. And I know that Memphis is an underserved community, and it's like Memphis in a lot of spots is like hella dangerous. Which is, you know, it's exciting to figure out what education can do in communities that are forgotten and overlooked. So like, I mean, I would love to be everywhere. Yeah,
everywhere. He said 2030, a network that is many schools all across the country. For folks that have waited and stayed till this time, I am about to announce our season 2 premiere. So if you stick with us, the late afternoon show is going this way, all right? And we are starting off 2021 with a bang. So January 12th, our first guest, I should have put a drum roll thing on my Spotify, are having the founder, previous CEO, founder of Priceline, Jeff Hoffman.
Oh, wow.
Going to be our first guest. He is now the chairman of the Global Entrepreneurship Network. It is a organization that is, I haven't seen, I mean, they're doing policy work. They're doing environmental work. They are, I mean, they're in every country pretty much, really sparking the interest, to putting money behind it. I mean, it's crazy. But Jeff and I met in a very weird and fortuitous way. We've kept in touch, and he has agreed to join us and vibe with us. It's going to be lots of fun. So I don't know if you've seen other podcasts. It's all polished. This is a late afternoon show, guys. So if you want to see the CEO, founder of Priceline, vibing, jamming, like it's about to go down.
That's cool.
January 12th. So put it on your calendars. Tell your friends. The late afternoon show season 2 is going to be packed of surprises. We got a huge guest list coming up, and we're just going to dive deeper into what meaningful work means and what folks are doing to accomplish their goals, and then how folks are doing during this pandemic. We try to keep it light. We try to keep it fun. We know it's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world right now, and we just want to keep the good vibes going. So, guys, that's our show tonight. We're going to vibe out. Thank you so much, Mike Yates, for jamming with us. Thanks for sharing. I know you're going to have a good night rest with all that soul food in your system.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we out. We can't wait to see you guys next year. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Hey, everybody going. Yo,